Welcome back, Rico Money Bags, a channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure the bell notification stays lit like that. You guys are not missing out. Making sure that you guys stay tapped in with the latest and greatest in crypto, although it's been pretty, a lot of the same going on, a lot of consolidation. Welcome in, everybody. We got TK, we got Mr. Mo, we got Saphir pulling up. Welcome in. I was just thinking about you, bro. Pretty crazy, but we're going to jump into some prices. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. It's crazy how there's, at times very positive news, but still the price is still, acting relatively the same. I think honestly right now looking at shorts is probably, some of the strongest moves that you can do. So Fear, the other day we checked out that Cardano short. I think you were right on that one. Let's look at Cardano really quick since you're here. So from 25 cents, it did go lower. It's probably going to go lower. But let's jump into some prices on BTC. The overall crypto market cap, it did pull back a little while ago, but it's coming right back up. It's at 2.58. That's kind of pretty good, right? I also been using Ask Clash. Let me know if you guys have been using this. I've been playing with this a little bit, and yeah, this is pretty nice. Like this coming from Clash, their AI tools that they got here. These are pretty nice, honestly. Seeing how much Sailor buys. This is conviction right here. This is conviction at its finest. But I think people should start looking at Clash as using AskClash.ai. There's a lot of great tools on here that you guys can check out. Overviewing the market, kind of just like how you do on CoinMarketCap. It has a lower overall crypto market cap, so I'm wondering where they're pulling that API from. But nonetheless, I think there's a lot of great info right here where you can check on the ETF inflows, outflows. You guys can, look at how much Michael Saylor's, DCA and showing you what conviction looks like. You got liquidity pools, stable coins. So there's a lot of tools right here. Liquidations. So 1 hour ago, you got 4 hours ago, you got 12 hours ago, 24 hours ago. On longs and shorts either being liquidated, which I think that's a lot of great information as well, right? And I'm not saying that you're going to probably just understand all of this right away, but if you start to consume a lot of this info, it starts to make sense. It really starts to add up. You got your bubble maps right here, and everything's relatively really clean, pretty clean on how everything looks on here. And I think it's something that people should check out. You can check out your top chains right here. Even I was looking at this. It was like, man, this is looking really good. Seeing Ethereum, BSC, Solana, Tron, Bitcoin, Base. And it's like, wow, it kind of puts things into a whole nother perspective. Yeah, you got your futures, your derivatives, of course, that you can check out. You can add your portfolio. You got charts. You got quite a bit of stuff that I actually like. We're going to be talking to some people as well. I've been waiting. I'll just kind of jump into it just kind of briefly before we get into Bitcoin's price. This is some of the people that I met at the Bitcoin conference, NeuroTrader, and I've been in conversations with them since the Bitcoin conference. Like I said, some of these things, when it comes to the real world, the wheel turns a little bit slower. I actually was already approved for, their early sign up and things, and I made some contacts with them because we need to find ways to implement AI into everything that we do. We're crypto people and we love our cryptocurrency and we love trading, but AI is part of this realm of what's going to be going on. This is something that I felt that could bring a lot of value to all my listeners. Like right now we kind of are in a dog eat dog space right now with how the crypto overall sentiment is on spaces, and kind of how people are just like, paper handing on each other back to back, right? But I think that having tools like this and educating yourself during these times, you can accumulate more funds so that when the pump comes, it's not such a cutthroat session right now. Because let's be honest, the markets are very cutthroat right now. Some of the best performers then kind of pull back. Some of the highest performers then pump right back up. And it's like, the market's fluctuating quite a bit, man, quite a bit. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's up, man. But you know what? What's interesting about this? That even if we talk about this, and I feel you, how you feel about maybe it's the same people running another play and doing another thing, but the space allows it. Like I'm long are the days, like for me personally, where people are mad at a certain set of group of people when the space is what allows it. If there was no sellers or if there was no buyers and people were not supporting it, it wouldn't exist. But the space supports it, right? So, into the space changes his character. It's part of the space, and this is why I'm bringing this up before we jump into Bitcoin's price, before we jump into a lot of things. It's actually these things like this is why I know sometimes the channel is probably not as popular as it should be, is because I'm trying to find ways for us, and not just you guys, I mean myself, to make educating ourselves easier, to make tools, to find people, to make connections that can help us stay within the realm of this space, no matter how the characteristics of the space is constantly changing. Like, you hear a lot of the same stuff, and it's just, you know, uh, a wolf in sheep's clothing nonstop. And it's, for some people who's been in the space since 2017, I could see right through it. I've been a YouTuber since 2021. I've been a developer for, 2 years. I've been to every space imaginable, right? And every cool utility rolled out, some of which that we rolled out ourselves. But the space is in a time right now when it's not so euphoric and everything's not pumping, where you have a lot more of this rotation going on each other, right? And it's happening to each other. That's what's going on. That's probably not going to be very popular to say because I'm supposed to talk like, how everybody else has been talking for a while. But I'm just being transparent with you guys. And this is why Neural Trader, and you guys could look into this. We're possibly going to have them on. They're working a lot on this. So, and you know what? Let's be honest. Like some of my degen activity, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is why, you know, if you like me, you love me. If you don't like me, you're gonna hate me because I'll tell you straight. I'm that friend that even in the real world, I'll tell you straight up. Just how it is, right? And it's like I've hit on some of these degen activities myself, right? That the thing is, the temptation's there. Why? Because we've all had a taste of it, right? But there is a point where you got to say, hey, and I was thinking about this, looking at and I know we're going off topic, but I'm sure you guys are vibing with me. We'll jump into everything, man. But I think it's good to talk, right? To have conversations like this. I think it's important. But I was looking at some of the gambling channels because on my feed, there's a lot of Vegas stuff that pops up because I live here in Vegas. So there's a lot of the people who gamble here in Vegas and they pop up on my feed. And it's like I was wondering like how much of because not everybody wins, right? The majority of the people are losing. And it's like you could see there, like when I was removing that it was gambling, the way that people were acting around it reminded me of like how people are right now in the crypto space. And it's like I want to make sure that but I can't remove it completely when I know that I've hit on some of these. Some of the reasons that I've been able to roll out utility like the way that I have, especially since the very beginning, was because I did really good on Michi, right? Is Michi here now? Like, where's Michi now? But even the greatest plays have like where things kind of do this, right? Let's go to Michi really quick. We're just vibing right now, right? And this is one of those plays. Okay, wrong one. Let's go to Michi again. Michi. All right. Let's go to this one right here with the liquidity pool. Boom. Right. Michi migrated. Okay, I didn't know that. But if you look at the height of this thing, it went all the way up here, 357. But these times are a lot less and few, right? They're not happening as much. And look at Michi now, 404K market cap. So that's why these things exist, right? But I think, there's a lot of traders now into space. There's a lot of people who trade in the space. There's a lot of people who have got this trading mentality, even when it comes to the meme coins. And I think it's important to highlight tools that can come out. So this is something that we can look forward to in the future. I've already joined the early access. I was there with him. I actually even asked him to grab the mouse because we do TA so much. And then after the people that he was doing a little show, and then I couldn't resist no more. I just wanted to look at different time frames and click on a bunch of stuff. So I already got to explore this that is not out yet. I got to, touch all of this stuff because that's what I wanted to do. When I was being patient, and once he was like, basically there, and I could tell that some people were going to be walking away, I was like, hey, can I just like see this for myself? They're like, yeah. And you saw how into it I was and how I was looking at things. And it was pretty impressive, honestly, using all these different AI engines right here, these different, agents, to the way that it's monitoring price differently. And these are the type of things that I want to pay attention to while we're being degens, while we're having fun, because these are the things that are always going to keep us making money in the space while the space kind of changes sometimes, right? And we want to get smarter with this stuff. And this is something that I believe is even going to be implemented into meme coins themselves, right? This is something that's going to happen. So always, like anything in life, finding the balance of everything, right? Finding a true balance of everything is probably going to be pretty good. All right, so something to look forward to, AI tools in the future for sure. Connect 6 AI intelligent engines, pretty cool. Honestly, I was checking it out. Like I said, you can't really do nothing with it here, but on there on the display, I was messing with it. It was pretty impressive, and I think it's going to be stuff that we'll be talking about in the future and implementing into some of the tools that we use, right? And making it simpler for us, making it even probably, do some of the trades for us and have it set up so you can kind of enjoy a little bit of your life, right? And have it kind of set on all of autopilot, right? Much love, fam. Much love. Much love. Yep. And we're gonna get into some degen activities, fam. It's part of the space. Like you can't have joy without pain. It's like without love, you don't know the opposite, right? You can't have left without right. So you got to have all this stuff. Like without meme coins, I believe that crypto would still be in the Stone Age. So what does it come with? What are the counterparts of it? It comes with, when the space gets kind of like this, where Bitcoin's not pumping up and not that euphoric, the rotation time is way higher compared to when the markets are just pumping and there's new people coming in and new people are coming in, right? But just like anything, you got to find a balance. You got to find a balance in life. So let's go into Bitcoin's balance and see if I've been looking at Bitcoin to short it. This was a solid short already. I'm curious if this is going to be another price being rejected coming back down here. It actually went lower than what we even put on this horizontal. What we put on this horizontal line. It did wick a little bit lower, and you can't be sensible all the time. Sometimes you just got to go wild. I agree with you. I agree with you. Some of my biggest wins were, being wild, Mr. Mo. Wild could be my middle name in some cases in my life, especially when I was, living my life on 2 wheels on a motorcycle. It's like, but, a little bit of structure is good, right? And speaking of structure, this is the structure that we were talking about with Bitcoin's price right here around the 75K, and it broke well underneath that, came right back up. And I'm just curious, and I know I've been a little bit, or it could seem pessimistic on price, and I don't want people to be all bummed out pulling up to the stream and stuff like that. But it really comes down to, appreciate you guys pulling up. Elephant, Fanto, whichever one you are, Matt Fury Play. Nice. Welcome in. I love Matt Fury Plays. We'll bring it up, man. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. But and I know I kind of been a little bit, I guess people can say pessimistic on the price, but like when it was getting rejected up here on the daily, it's like, that's why, and it seems like, all right, well, when is it going to turn around? I mean, I wanted more than anything to tell everybody, but this is why I was bearish up here when price was being, rejected at this 200 moving average. And it just kept trying to break it, kept trying to break it, and it just couldn't. This is a daily chart, right when we started talking about it being kind of bearish, you didn't miss out on too much. You probably got rugged 3 or 4 times. You probably got rugged, but you could have just placed it short and chill, and let the markets come to you right now. I think we're honestly in a small little bear situation where we're allowing the markets to come to us. I think right now is a good time to build. I think it's a good time to, you know, get all your energy up, because when the markets get roaring, you're going to need some of the sleep that you're probably catching up on from all that, pumping up time in the market. Just the market has not produced that just yet, right? And I can't wait till it does. But right now, I rather just keep everybody on the same page. We're like, hey, when it first broke over here, we weren't too wrong about this being bearish. Even when it came back up, first mouse, second mouse, I wonder if it's going to be a third mouse. What's the best way to predict longs and shorts? Bro, lately the shorts work out a lot stronger for me. And I'm just waiting for higher time frames. This 4-hour chart, you could have shorted this right here on a 200 moving average. And this stuff is fractal. You could look at any time frame, come down to the 15. It's a little bit more choppy, but on the 15-minute chart, this is the break of the 200 moving average. You could have shorted that. I mean, yeah, there's some choppy zones, sure, because you're at a shorter time frame. But when it broke above the 200, you could have traded this. This 200 right here. You could have traded that up to here. This next break, you could have traded that. So it's about having a little plan and sticking to it no matter what. Sticking to it no matter what. I think is one of the biggest things, is having a plan, sticking to it no matter what, having conviction in your plan. And right now, technically, this is still bearish on this 4-hour chart for BTC. And the reason I've been just being super cautious, although we bounced right off of this, is because if you are trying to long because the markets were super pumped and we had all this positive news with these deals being thing, I don't want you to get caught up in maybe this thing coming back down to 68, maybe coming back down to 62K, because that is a possibility. When you see this major moving average and price gets rejected, if it flips right here, this line, it will make a sell signal print. And then the point of control, this red line on the volume profile, we know acts like a magnet for price. And it being down here on the daily chart is like, it's a lot easier for me to be a little bit more cautious in the market and short it, honestly, just short it. I'm in a small short right now on BTC. Is it going to play out? We'll see. But it hit back up here again. And the last one was pretty good from right here. So it could possibly roll over again and come back down to this price. Because do the markets feel all like exciting right now? No, they don't. Everybody's just still on the fence. So when the markets are kind of like this on the fence, you have the shorts are a lot more powerful. They flush pretty quick, right? But here goes a long that you could have got into this long. Break of the 200, that's a solid long. It's like eventually it's gassed out, right? And, it could be this was a long time on a 4-hour chart. This is a good amount of trading, right? Where is it time to do it the other way? And then turn it around? We'll see. I've been just taking my time. This is probably one of the most patient times that I've had in the market, and just letting the market do what the market's going to do. You can't control people. You can't control the markets. You can't control the current state of the market, whether, X spaces are going to admit it or not, but people are just, rotating on each other nonstop, but it's part of the space. So it's like, you can jump in on some plays here and there and see if you make something happen. But if you do that nonstop and then the markets get back roaring and you could have just loaded up on your conviction play, it's like, you gotta make sure you watch out for that, right? And conserve some ammo for when this market does start, just roaring all over again. When is that going to happen? I think it's the biggest question. When the heck is that going to happen? And we're going to be patient at a higher time frame. This 4-hour chart is a nice one. This daily chart is probably the most responsible one. And you can see why we were correct to wait to be full on bullish. Even though the market, was having a good time, we were not wrong for being like, hey, let me wait until this happens. And then I'm ready. Month or two. Yeah, I could see that. We've already waited this long. That's the thing that I want to get towards, like, for everybody to understand. You already been waiting forever. It's like, don't get shooken out now. You've already been waiting. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And this is where we're at right here. So I would keep an eye on this price right here to see if Bitcoin flips this. It kind of rolls this over. Look at this prior resistance, future support, future support. If it lost this on a daily chart, I would be cautious or be greedy on the short and write that down. Let's look at some other plays. Let's look at ETH. I do appreciate you guys pulling up. I can't wait to pull up for like with just pure bullish news for you guys. And the news is bullish, but man, I got to focus on price because this is what the money's doing. A lot of people will say a lot of stuff, but what is the money doing? And we're right back in the same boring price action. So, you're either taking advantage of the shorts when price gets, tired and is gassed out and, noticing resistance, and placing your short or waiting for a sell signal for your short. But if you look, these shorts, man, they're pretty powerful. They're pretty strong on the higher time frames. Did you miss out if you would have waited on the 4-hour time frame? This break, the first candle underneath this 200 moving average down here? No. Did you get tested? Heck yeah, like always. I mean, you don't go without getting tested, I swear. If you can't handle getting tested, just leave it alone because you're going to get tested. Whether it's a meme coin, utility play, whatever it might be, you're going to get tested. But the short on ETH right here at, $2,300, that's a solid short all the way down here to 2,000. And this is why it's okay to be patient, to be bullish back on the market when the higher time frame gets back above a major moving average. Until then, it's like you're just capping. That's like what the kids are saying, right? You're just on a cap season, and it's like, bro, you're capping. It's like you have to wait for this to happen, and when that happens, then you'll have more of that confirmation. Till then, we're wishing on a star. And again, this is what happened to a lot of the stuff with BTC and ETH and the overall market. It was heading pretty bullish on daily charts. It was looking really good. But when you hit 100 moving averages and 50 moving averages and can't break to get above the 200 and trade into this gap right here, this is where you see price loses momentum and the bears take control of the steering wheel all over again. So ETH prices, I would be paying attention. I know it's not what everybody wants to hear, but look at 1,800, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the market pumps up and turns right back around and bullish news on bullish news. But for me, it's a lot easier to say, hey, the markets are still figuring themselves out. You see even on lower time frames when it hits the 200 rejected, hit the 200 rejected. It's like, I don't know what other signal you would want, other than a pure sell signal popping up, when it comes down here and flushes down. So a lot of rejection. If you can deal good with rejection, you're okay. Right now, we're dealing with rejection in the market, fam. What's up, TK? Oh man, XRP fam, the XRP. Welcome in, XRP family. This is a great community right here. This is a great community. Do you think ETH will be at least? I could see 1,800 for sure. I could see that. I don't know about 15, 16, but how far is that compared to 1,800, right? It could definitely wick there for sure and grab some more orders or something like that. But, if you look at that volume profile on ETH, it definitely says that it could go to 1,800. That's not far off the mark, right? You got XRP right here, and this is what I want people to realize. I know it's been like not the most bullish streams, and I apologize for that. I can't control the markets, but I just want to let you guys know, look, it's still the same freaking noise. It's like if you've already dealt with it and you already put that sentiment behind you, it's like there's no need to bring it back up over here, right? You don't need it to be on that loop-de-loop, the emblem of the snake eating its own tail, stuck in some kind of perpetual suffering, when it's like, dude, I already put that feeling behind me. I'm already past that. I can't bathe in it. I'm good. So this is the thing with like, yeah, the prices suck overall, right? And they're not doing too hot and they're not too exciting, but it's not nothing that you haven't like handled already. It's not nothing that you haven't been dealing with already, because when you look at XRP's price, bam, 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 we're in the same section that we've been, and yeah, there was times when we worked underneath it, and possibly this is why it can happen again. And this is why I think managing downside risk, which would probably not be the most popular thing to talk about, especially with alts and stuff like that right now, is probably one of the best things you could do. Short the market, not financial advice, but if this stuff continues to go in this direction, and you get confirmation on some shorter time frames, like this short right here from 140, pretty valid short, and it could possibly turn into a runner if it broke past all these lows before and come down to $1.11. Somebody's going to catch the short, or somebody will get squeezed out, and the market's turned back around, and all the shorts get squeezed, and it gets back above this. But this is when things are going to change. That's just what I've accepted. When are things going to change? When the markets are going to be bullish? Dude, on one of these daily charts, above the 200 moving average, it comes down to that. So if you've been, analyzing this for days, or, you start off hours, days, weeks, months, and we're already here, at what point do you accept, it's right here. It's 108 days. All right, we're consolidating. It's all good. This is where I DCA or I short the market. That's as simple as it is. That's it. You don't have to get caught up, where, there's this new XRP news and, you're aping in because you're trying to make some quick gains and you're risking your car note money on it or something like that, right? You're either long-terming this right now, and I think that's what the rest of the market needs to do, or DCA or short, on some CEXs if you can. Here goes BNB, another great example of some higher time frames, fam, proving to be true. BNB does have a mind of its own. It's at 662, and it's been holding relatively well compared to, everything else that pumped up pretty hard. BTC up to 80, Solana up to 99, XRP moving up. Everything was moving up pretty strong and then pulled back pretty drastically from where they're at, except BNB. It did have its pullback, but then quickly recover that. How long is that going to last? That's the big question. If the markets continue to be meh at very best, I'm not sure if, it's going to be lasting very long, right? And again, it's super easy to see these things when you use some of these tools. It's like, look at this price rejection right here. Look at the price being rejected. And that's why I say, hey, wouldn't be far-fetched, although it didn't do the exact little pattern, rejected up a little bit, then down. It is rejected up a lot more. Is it then down again? And it does the same little, from price being rejected right there. I'm not sure. I don't have a crystal ball, but odds are if price action didn't get more bullish, crypto didn't get more bullish, Bitcoin didn't get more bullish, with everything being more on the bear side of things, why not? And like I said, BNB moves on its own pace. It's doing its own thing, but it wouldn't take much especially if BTC dropped a little bit more to see BNB come down to here. I'm just looking at prices that will be realistic. If you're not going to be, you can't be too shocked if you saw BNB at, essentially $580, because it can happen, right? It can happen. I know I'm bullish on crypto long-term, fam. We're here. I've been through a bear before. This feels very similar. We're just dealing with a baby bear together. Lock arms, find your conviction plays, DCA into them, and lock in. Okay, lock in. All right, let's go into some plays right now, fam. Actually, we got to go to Solana's price, and then we're going to go to some plays. So here goes Sol's price. Again, this is going to be super easy for me when I see this on a daily chart, fam. When I see this, and we're up here on a daily chart. Otherwise, it's a lot of the same consolidation, little moments where we're like, oh, whoa, it's going good. And then, boom, we're slapped in the face. It's like, all right. At some point, I'm going to duck. At some point, I'm going to. And it's like, it's when you short it, right? And the markets still have some work to do. Solana's price now at $85. Hit that top and peeled down here. If it got back above this 200 on this 4 hour, yeah, it could be back bullish. Markets have to prove something for it to happen. Otherwise, the sell signal can be extremely still valid, and we can see Solana come back down to the low 80s, possibly into the 70s. I think managing downside risk on your alts right now could be pretty bullish for you, because you can get cheaper prices, you can short it, and possibly print a little bit more to buy more XPX, whatever it might be. Soon you're going to have a million reasons why you should be buying more XPX. right around the corner. We're not too far off. So BTC right here doing this thing. All right. Let's go into XPX. We're bringing it up. Let's go to xpxpay.com. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome in. Do appreciate you guys pulling up. This is XPX. This is the project that we founded together on Smart DeFi, starting off on the BNB chain, then launching on Solana 2 months ago, but really focusing on all things payments right out the gate. We've been doing that for 2 years strong. Coming up next month is going to be pretty amazing, honestly, when you really think about how much work has been going into this and how much dedication, how much conviction, and how much progress. It's not, everything's not always about perfection. And I think in these times when, the markets are down, this is when you spend a little bit of time, honing some things in and whatnot like that. But lock in with us. Come over here to xpxpay.com. We do have a referral program going on right now, which is pretty bullish. And it is helping our clients grow quite a bit, which is nice because our client base is growing, our email list is growing. As we continue to deliver more utilities, that's going to be extremely bullish for us. Speaking of utilities, if you're somebody in the crypto space that is printing off your Matt Fury plays, if you're one of those Lambo getters from your DGen plays, if you're just somebody who wants to pay your bills or just put gas in your car, or maybe let your neighbor know that crypto is real, because at the end of the day, that's going to be the number one question, is how do I spend it? Has been the number one question, right? How do I spend this? Okay, cool, now I got it. How do I spend it? And that's the question that XPX answers and has been answering for going on 2 years. We got over $375,000 in paid orders. It's only growing every single month, which is pretty amazing. If you guys ask me, you guys have an early opportunity on a real project. The utilities that are being honestly adopted as we speak, our clients are growing. The bandwidth is growing. The amount of people using it is growing. And it's because it answers the number one question in cryptocurrency. I made a lot of money off this meme coin. I made a lot of money off these RWAs, off these properties. Okay, now how do I spend it? I want to spend it. And this is how you spend it. The main way that you're going to be spending it is right here with XPX Pay. So if you guys want a MasterCard, Visa cards, come over here to xpxpay.com. If you guys want to be able to pay your bills using XPX Pay, you guys can do it non-KYC. It'll get settled in 24 to 48 hours. You guys can also come over here to the gift cards, which I was just using recently, sending them to some people, showing them how easy it can work. And none of these utilities have been completely, foot on the gas all the way. And we've already achieved, I think, a pretty amazing milestone as a project, homegrown organically in the crypto space. Like, everybody that's a part of this should be really proud to be a part of this, because this stuff doesn't happen at these market caps. These types of utilities don't get to roll out. And that's thanks to the Mr. Mo's, the TKs, the Saphirs, the Jace, everybody in between that, really helped put this together. We've been grinding for 2 years and we really accomplished something pretty cool. Soon we're going to accomplish the next widget that's going to be rolling out, that it's going to be pretty amazing. Some more utility for everybody to use, and giving you a million reasons why you should be an investor into XPX and be an early adopter. Let's come over here to the X account really quick. So coming over here to the X account at XPX token, you guys can see that we have a referral program for you guys going. You guys can do as many as you can. Some people are already onboarding quite a no, I haven't seen AD lately. I haven't seen him. So the referral program right now is going really good. You can onboard as many people as you want. This is going to become lucrative for a lot of people in the space, being able that you can onboard many people. And I got some really great news. I know a lot of people know there's utility coming out right around the corner. The onboarding process is about to get way easier. People are sleeping on this project, man. And I'm not just saying that because obviously I'm the founder of XPX, amazing team, amazing community, and I could be biased towards everything, but this really answers all the questions of, when normies come into the space, when retail comes into the space, when organizations come into the space, when, everything that the space is currently building within this space actually works and actually gets pulled off, whether it's your NFTs, whether it's your meme coins, whether it's your metaverses, and they actually pull off what they're trying to pull off, your Telegram bots, your AI models, they're still going to do payments no matter what. And that solidifies, your investment, that solidifies that purple, bubble right there, that XPX into this space, into this crypto space. And I think, over $375,000 in paid orders. It's pretty amazing for it to be just this organic, not KOLs pushing this, not like venture capital. It's like this is your time to be a really early adopter, create, multiple whale wallets and accumulate this thing because, like I said, the next phase, the next iteration, the next push of XPX is making it even more easier for people to be able to get onboarded that much faster, right? And so if you're somebody who's already doing the referral process, it's about to even get faster and easier for you guys to get as many people onboarded as possible. So I think it's important that you guys get your cards now, get situated with the platform, with the dashboard, and not miss out on some of this greatness. Honestly, fam, you guys can come over here and buy a bag of this early on, right over here on Deck Screener. Create multiple bags, fam, honestly. And you guys are going to see the next widget is not it's not just some light widget that we're adding to the website. It's really, really powerful. It's really amazing. Like I said, it's a million reasons why you should be an investor into XPX. We also have where we started things off, and we're going to jump into some more plays. I do appreciate you guys pulling in. We'll put in some overtime on this live stream if you guys don't mind. I'm on a Nas energy drink, and we got some projects to talk about, but I do want to go over Smart DeFi. I think there's some bullish things right around the corner. If you're a project on Smart DeFi, this amazing platform developed by Feg Token, it's like this is your time for your investors on the BNB chain. If you're XPX, if you're Noma token, if you're Space Penguins, to really buy up the floor on these plays, because when that bonding curve does go live, we know that we're going to see projects being launched left and right. We know that these projects are going to pay for marketing. We know that these projects are going to be doing spaces. We know that these projects are going to be, bringing more people into the space. And it's our job as, as projects to show our flag as these new projects get developed and new communities come into this space. So if you guys are not familiar with Smart DeFi, come over here to smartdefi.com. I'm going to give you guys the home link really quick, post it in the chat. Okay, boom. So come over here to Smart DeFi and come check out some of the bullish plays. Like I said, the Space Penguins. Let me share their stuff really quick. And we'll go into XPX. Like I said, we're freestyling a little bit. It's actually a solid day in crypto, because once you've already dealt with the consolidation price, you don't got to be bummed out. Once you already dealt with that and where the space is currently at, you don't got to be bummed out no more. You could just do you. Let the space come to you. You're not going to be able to make everything happen. Sometimes you just got to be patient and let it come to you. So we got the Space Penguins over here. Come check them out. But if you got a bag of Space Penguins, maybe add a little bit to that bag of Space Penguins right now, because that bonding curve goes live. I'm sure there's going to be some people who believe in what Space Penguins is doing, right? Same thing over here. We'll go to Noma token as well. I think you guys are over here. There goes Noma token as well. Come over here and check them out. They're on a nice little discount. What is it? 245K market cap. I think that these plays are going to get more exposure. RWA plays are going to get more exposure. The space is still maturing when it comes to utilities and actual utility and getting some of that institutional money into your project. I think the space has time to mature, but that gives you a lot of extra time to look for some solid plays. Another solid play that I would definitely check out, of course, being biased a little bit, is coming over here and snatching up one of the biggest asset backing pools on Smart DeFi as far as BNB goes. And this protects your investment tremendously, right? And this has been live going on 2 years. So it really says a lot about these smart contracts. If you're looking for staking rewards, if you're looking to use the lending protocol in Smart DeFi and then be able to use it in the real world with our cards, with our payment rails, this is where you want to load up. It's right here. It's so early, fam. It's so early. XPX on BNB and XPX on Solana, you are extremely, extremely early. And like I said, there's more utility coming out right around the corner. Another widget's going to be added. We've been working overtime on the overtime behind the scenes for this one. And yeah, it's really to remove a lot of ceilings and, to grow this into a lot more than just, yeah, I'm very proud of us to be over $375,000 in paid orders. But I know we have what it takes to make this, a 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure company, because it answers all the questions that retail is going to have when they come into the space. Okay, I made a lot of money. Okay, I made it in crypto. How am I going to spend this now, right? Or yes, I did great in my RWA project. How am I going to spend the money that I made from this? And XPX answers all those questions, and we do it from doing it already, right? From doing it already, not from just saying that we're going to do it, but from proving to everybody with either donation widgets being used, feeding the homeless here in Las Vegas, going to the tunnels underground, to having connections with real businesses using our payment portal here in Las Vegas and giving everybody access to some of the best limousines in Las Vegas that they can offer. And that's the thing, is that all of this stuff that we've been doing is that we're going to keep doing it, right? And it's because it answers the questions of what this space is going to continue to have. No matter what you're in this crypto space, you could be rotating to rotate and get rotated on. Even the people getting rugged and the people rugging people still need payments. Even the people building still need payments. No matter what, we're all going to need payments, man. So you guys are very, very early on something that's already been laying the foundation for 2 years. And yeah, like I said, we're going to be having another widget added to this. And for those using the referral program, I know we're still going, you got to go through the KYC process, and there's all these kind of, not hoops, but to get people onboarded. But it's about to get a lot easier and a lot faster. All right, fam, let's go ahead and switch gears. Oh, we got the Crypto Princess pulling up, man. Welcome in. Projects keep building during bears will be the big winners when normies come. I agree with you, man. I completely agree with you. I've been locked in, fam. I've been locked in for a reason. I've actually been a part of the building process, and I want to be here. I love cryptocurrency. I love people like the Crypto Princess. I love people like Sharon. It's like, but you just can't. You gotta contribute somehow, right? And the way that I've been able to contribute to the space is by providing all these off-ramp solutions that we have in the space right now, and having XPX and a solid investment like XPX, right? We are Degens. We all have Degen, and I know it's like a hate and love relationship with our Degens activities. But let's be honest, it's part of the space. And like I've always said, and I will continue to say, when it comes to the adoption of crypto, we would be in the Stone Age if it was not for meme coins. Nobody's getting on my YouTube channel or the Crypto Princess YouTube channel. We want people to come in for all the technical stuff, but nobody's coming in for transaction speeds on how fast Solana is compared to BNB or something like that, or how much cheaper this is. It's been meme coins who have ushered in adoption. And it's your job to either have a standout meme coin that actually can continue to keep people entertained and have them stay with you, or it's been your job as a utility project to build during this time of adoption. So when the space is ready, they will adopt what you got going on, just like the internet. That sounded fugazi. People laughed at that. Sending emails, that was hilarious. And those people who stood building and building and building as people were just spending time in chat groups, or probably just doing other stuff, they're gazillionaires now, right? And I'm looking for some gazillionaire activity. And yeah, you're gonna hit on some of these meme coins. Are you supposed to be cautious? Yeah, heck yeah. But these Matt Fury plays, they do produce. They do have a cult following. And some of my biggest hits, being honest with you guys as usual, just keeping it a buck, like they say, we're on some Matt Fury plays. Were there some that went to zero? Absolutely. Were there some that I just had dust tokens? 100%. But there was some that I did really good. And part of it is that you almost don't want to get left out of what's going on, because you can get up on your high horse all you want and say you don't like meme coins and you don't like the current state of the market, and you hate pump fun, and you hate this and you hate that, and you're down hate lane, right? You're just hating everything. But how much can you learn from that much resistance, right? From having that much hate, because you just push it off so much. When hate is a very strong emotion, right? And it's like, are you learning from like how the psychology behind the current state of the market is changing? Because you can look at frog coins, dog coins, cat coins, and all these things as just that, or you can see as like many things, it's a form of expression. And we've learned that kind of with meme coins. There's an underlying value to them, as far as it answers the call for a lot of people. What's up, Piston? So This is one right here, Hoppy. This is one that I've seen do good before. How good is it going to do? We don't know. And this is why we also pay attention, because when the height of the market was super hot, it was a lot easier to see things going to 20, 30, 40, $50 million market cap, right? But right now, where are they going to? If they hit 10 million, that's good. There's like a pullback and then it goes back up, right? So it's all paying attention to like what's currently going on right now. And that's how you can look at this and be like, for a Matt Fury play, this is still relatively cheap. Could it go to zero? Yeah, it could do it while we're live. It could do it right now while we're live, right? But it also can do what most Matt Fury plays do, and it can break 5 million or break 10 million. Is it going to go higher than that? I don't know, because the state of the market is on a quicker rotation than it was when it was a lot hotter. I think we can agree on that. I think it's okay, right? You're seeing people go up to 5, 10 million and then come back down and then work their way back up slowly and gradually. When before, you're breaking 10 million, it was flying up a lot faster. I'm just observing things. I'm not having no emotional attachment to things. I'm not trying to pick this one over that one. I hate this one. I hate this. No. We're not doing that. You get lost in the sauce with too much hate. You get all bitter and stuff and you miss out. Another good example right now, I want to zoom out on this one. This is troll that we're talking about. This is conviction, man. This is conviction at its finest. Let me know your conviction plays in the chat right now. Let me know. Got some early Hoppy. Okay, we got this Elefanto. We're going to check that one out as well. Get the communities in here, man. Get the communities in here. Because I think right now I think one of the biggest topics is conviction versus, your rotation. And a lot of conviction plays that people had conviction on that have solid communities. This is what happens, man. Check this out. To me, this stuff is beautiful to me. To me, this stuff is beautiful. There's some projects that I can't wait for this to happen for them too. Feg token, right? This stuff is achievable. When a lot of people see it down here and they're like, now they start making all those noises and stuff like that, but then it pops right back up. It will pump harder because now you have all those sellers like, what's going on in the chat? Why is it pumping up so hard? But here goes conviction for you on this troll play right here. Troll that pumped up all the way up to 285, coming down low. How low can it go? Down to that $10 million market cap, that barrier that we always talk about. And it's right back at $100 million market cap. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? What an outfit. Saphir, somebody stole your outfit. This is, if you guys see Saphir in the chat, this is Saphir at Mr. Mo's underground. I'll behave. I'll behave. I want to behave. It's just the start of the week. Let's behave a little bit. But I was gonna say some more, but we'll leave right there. But I think this is a solid example of conviction. My soul plays are troll, Buckcoin, and bull. We're gonna check a lot of those out, man. We're gonna check a lot of bull is one that I think everybody's sleeping on, because bull's been holding super strong, even with the markets being a big old thumbs down, and that community is not rotating on each other. They're just holding strong. And you talk about bull being able to hold $5 million market cap now. What about when the bull is back? The bull run's actually back. That's when things are going to be looking even a lot stronger for that project than it is right now. So we got Troll right here. I mean, this is not going nowhere. Shout out to Troll King. How can you not think of Troll King when you're looking at something like Troll? Troll King, part of the space. Troll is part of the space, and this is never going to go away. And I think there will always be new trolls coming into the crypto space and crypto degen activities. But conviction at its finest right here. I think showing that you guys, even your favorite plays, you look at some of your plays that went into real high market caps and then come all the way down. A lot of those people that fudded their own bags, a lot of people that fudded their own bags, fudded their bags loudly, did it quietly. They were wrong. They were wrong, because this is cryptocurrency. And with a strong community, anything can be done. All you guys have to do, and anybody, I mean, cat, dog, utility play, RWA, whatever it is, space penguin, anything be in between, you just price them out. And eventually certain market caps just brings everybody back in and everybody's attention all over again. So troll right here, I think giving everybody a great example of conviction. And everybody who DCA'd down here when the markets were fearful, they're looking great right now. They are looking great right now. And this is where those great wallets come from. They come from right here. They don't come from buying the top. If you've been buying the top, that's not where the Lambos produce. The Lambos produced down here. Somebody got Lambo money from this. Let's go on to the next one. Let's go into bull next, and we'll bring that one up. We got Elefanto we'll bring up. We got a couple plays that we'll be bringing up for you guys. Yeah, so don't miss out, man. Don't miss out. Let's go to bull next. I think this is one of the healthiest charts in crypto right now. Whoo! Respect, respect, respect. Just throw a Solana on this one. Not financial advice, but just put 1 in there. Put 10 if that's the bracket that you're in. You know, whatever 1 and 0 that you can put, do that, because this is a great looking chart when the markets have been freaking boring and it's just been holding strong. And I think when the bull is actually back, this could do really, really good. And maybe we're seeing Matt Fury plays come back. We got Hoppy, we got Bull, we got Elefanto. Maybe it's Matt Fury season coming right back. And ooh, that short is working out good. That's a nice little short, Rico. Let's go. I think it's going to get rejected. I think it's going to come back down. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, this market's ridiculous right now. You guys see my brain in action right now, jumping around. But it just goes to show that no matter what Bitcoin's been doing, bull has just been holding extremely strong. Extremely strong, fam. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you all, man. You guys are amazing. Saphir, thank you so much. Mr. Mo, everybody was pulled up, everybody staying up late across the pond to tune in, and everybody was listening to this later on, man. Appreciate you guys. Much love and respect, man. Honestly, I know the markets test us quite a bit, but what I'm telling you guys, you've already dealt with the feelings. You've already dealt with the feelings. You've already dealt with this madness in the space. So put that right behind you and just be like, hey, when this market comes back and lands on my lap, she's mine. But if it's not, then it's not. Right. And right now, the markets have just been consolidating. But I think plays like the troll, plays like these bull plays like XPX, that when it's full-blown bull market all over again and euphoria in the market, you're going to wish you got a couple whale bags in them, because it's going to be a lot easier to send a lot of stuff. Let's go to another play, and then we're going to go into some of the plays in the chat. Shout out to all you guys who pulled up, dropping some plays. That's what it's all about, man. Honestly, bring the plays, bring the damn communities, get them in here. Let me know what we're rotating in, and we'll go from there. This is one that I like right here, Rich. I mean, this is a cool name. Cool name. Rich right here had his pump up all the way up 9 million, and there goes that pattern that we talk about, right? And this is why we got this one right here. Close to 10 million. Break of the 5 million gets silly. And then, of course, here goes your 1 million that it was breaking above and then pulled all the way back. But when it broke back above and got up there, it really got the sending, right? So this is one to keep an eye on as well. Now that it's coming back down to this 1 million, I think everybody wants to be rich in this space. And so it's a pretty intoxicating ticker, rich. It's pretty simple. Everybody's going for it, right? So rich right here. Check this one out. Did the pattern. Caught it. I didn't even catch this. I'm seeing it now. But these are some of the plays that can come right back to life if they got a community. All right, let's go to some plays that you guys are posting. Let's go to this Elefanto. I kind of like the name of this. Maybe because I'm Latin. Elefanto, it's a Matt Fury play, 1.2 million. Oh, man, you're bringing it to me now. Why didn't you tell me at freaking... That's what everybody says, right? And then it's at a low market cap and nobody buys it. What? 1.2 million? Why didn't you tell me at 400K? Put it to 400K right now and see if anybody buys it. Oh, my Lord. We got Elefanto. little Matt Fury play. $1.2 million market cap. Man, okay, you got the Jerry community. Shout out to the Jerry community, man. We did really good on that one as well. And if it's got the Jerry community around this, it could definitely go a lot higher because Jerry went a lot higher. Jerry went a lot higher. So, don't wait for the dip because even when the dip happens, people are like, oh, I want the dip. And then they're just saying that. People are just saying that. Just push it higher. Send it higher. Just send it higher and create FOMO. That's what they want. They want the FOMO, fam. They don't want nothing else but FOMO. Give them a big old plate of Old Country buffet. And give them, what are you guys serving today? FOMO. We got FOMO, everybody. So, nice. It was made by the Jerry Dev, still under the radar, just 72 holders. Sheesh. Nice. Nice. Elefanto. It's nice. I like saying it too. Not bad. Not bad. What else do we got? What else should we check out? Okay. We got Elefanto. I mean, this looks clean, man. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. And I mean, who doesn't like elephants? Okay. You guys got some alpha. Piston got some alpha in 2 weeks. Let's check out Piston, man. Man, repost this on your guys' page. This is how you get more attention on your projects, man. Right here. Ooh, nice little floor right here. Pissing right here. Nice little floor at 21K. Always grinding, doing his thing. Reposted a stream like a real one. What? An hour ago, you're a real one, broski. Right here, man. Okay, preparing. Okay. Okay. Getting ready. Did that happen already? That could bring a nice little pump for sure. The coin market cap or CoinGecko pump does happen. So looking pretty good, bro. I mean, this is what it's all about, man. Watch out, everybody who sees it right now. The minute you're over 150K, 200K, then they want to ape in. You just got to buy up the floor yourself and with your real community, break 100K. And then everybody that's in the same spaces that we pull up to, we hear them all the time. Whoo, don't get me started. It's like they want to buy the top. You got to give them the top to buy. They don't want to buy the bottom. You got to buy the bottom. The community has to load up and push it to the top. And that's what they want. They want the top. Push it to the top. They'll buy the top. So community, dev team, everybody got to grind together and push this up and watch how they'll come in right at the top. We would have seen Elefanto at 63K market cap and we'd be like, nah, we want it at 1.2 million. So then we could say we want it at 400K or 200K, right? What the heck is going on, fam? What is going on? Tell me what's going on, Saphir. Mr. Mo, can you call it? But yeah, that's nice that it hasn't been on there yet. Could be a good time to sprinkle this right here. Get a little bit of pissing right here because I'm telling you, those little CoinGecko things, they do bring some more exposure. They really do. So start to pump it up. Pump it up. Let's see what else we got, man. We're gonna just check out quite a few, man. We're just kind of vibing right now. If that's okay with you guys. I'm on a Pop-Tart breakfast diet right now. And Pop-Tart breakfast and energy drink. And not bad combination, about a Pop-Tart and a half. Couldn't even finish it. And yesterday we had popcorn for dinner. All right, right here, $1 million market cap. This is another one We got some Sharky stuff with some Nikes on his feet. Tralaje, Tralalero, Tralala. All right. Nice. Nice. This thing is buying some of it. What is this? Ooh. Ooh, some new tools. This is how the trending coins come out. I just feel like we're going to see something we're not supposed to see on here. But I think we're okay. This is TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I get it. Oh, man. It's crazy. This is a nice little tool right here. This is a nice little tool. You guys can just remake everything. Definitely look into this a little bit more. So we got that platform, which looks like a pretty serious platform, buying some of this up. So maybe we found something here. 2.3 million in trading volume, 104K in liquidity. Be interesting on this one right here. This one's trending as well. Maybe we found something on the radar. Maybe we just found something. And this honestly, the chat does a better job than sometimes than what I can do. So that's why it's important for you guys to repost these streams and get as many people in here because I didn't find this. This is the chat finding this stuff. And sometimes that's some of the best plays. It's like, whoa, this thing right here. Right. So nice. Viral is an addition to Pump Fun. Just got listed on KuCoin. Alpha went from 700K to 6 mil. MC. Nice. I like that. Like it a lot. What's the next one, man? DM me the next play. I want to go DJing with you. You just gave us like 4 hot plays right now. Let me know what's your time zone so I can stay up late with you and whisper sweet nothings into your ear so we can find these early. But this is a pretty solid stream, actually, fam. Let's check on Bitcoin's price. I want this thing to, everybody's like, no, Rico, don't say that. But it's like, these things could, for sure, bro, for sure. Next utility is bullish, man. It's going to bring clients getting onboarding faster. It's going to be really nice. And yeah, we're over 50K in paid orders this month. Like we've had 3 solid good months. Is every month going to be like that? I don't know. Not everybody spends the same amount of money on Christmas than they do, at other parts of the year, but something's happening. And if we can grow our user base and grow, the companies and clients that are using our XPX Pay portal and really turn this into 7-8 figures, that buying power is going to be insane. But Bitcoin's price right here, man, let's see if it flushes down here to the very least, is down to the 76K and see what's up. But more consolidation. We've given you guys some hot plays, some conviction plays. I think XPX is probably your best conviction play. Of course, I'm being biased. We gave you guys some DGen plays. We gave you guys some price action on BTC. I can't wait to just come on here and be like, fam, it's freaking back. We're freaking back, baby. But right now, the markets are not back. They're just freaking back a little bit, right? I want them to be like back. We're like, oh my God. We're, those memes where you're laying down and you got one eye open and you're looking at stuff. It's like you can close both eyes right now when you go to sleep. The markets are not doing a backflip while you sleep. You can get some full rest right now because, we're just still waiting. And there's all this positive stuff, but we're just still waiting, right? And I think your conviction plays and your accumulation in the right stuff right now could be monumental. That's one of the reasons why I short the market, to accumulate and build more things that I like in the market. That's my biggest thing. It's like I'm telling you guys from what I do, right? To continue to push out new utility, to continue to stay involved in the market. And I just short the market and make some money and load up on my conviction plays, build for my conviction play, build for this amazing community. And it's part of it. It's part of the space. And I think that everybody can do that. So I appreciate you guys sticking in here with me. This was a real solid stream, great stream start of the week. I can't wait, like I said, for the markets to be fully all the way back. We're not just quite there just yet, but fam, find your conviction plays, like lock into those plays. Do what you got to do. DCA when you can. If it's $10, it's $10. If it's $20, it's $20. But protect your investments into your favorite projects, and buy here, buy there. Encourage everybody to buy them, because we're just waiting around. And when we see Solana back at 250, 300, when we see BNB back at 1,000, 1,200, BTC back over 100K, there's going to be certain projects that you wish you really loaded up on and had some whale positions, whether it's some of the ones that we mentioned today or some of the ones that we mentioned tomorrow. We're going to make sure that we find the right place for everybody that tunes in. I thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. It's the reason why I do this. It's the Mr. Mo's, the Saphirs, it's the XPX community, why this is still here. Because you guys are the real ones, and we actually have something here, and I'm really proud of what we built, and this massive opportunity that is up for grabs for us. And we're gonna make it happen, man. Make sure you guys pull up to the next stream. Keep your bell notifications lit. We're gonna have some more DGen plays for you guys, some fresh ones, some brand new ones, maybe even some pump fun plays for you guys. You guys let me know if you guys want to see some of those freshly hot ones, or you guys just accumulating. But nonetheless, we're not leaving cryptocurrency. We're here to stay. Do what you got to do. Enjoy your time in this market. Don't let it get the best of you. And to take your time, and to take your time, do your thing in this space, build in this space, but don't let it just be comfortable in it, I guess, right? Because sometimes you get kind of like, and I'm kind of speaking from my own experience too, like, when it's first kind of getting all bummed out, and it's like you're trying to do everything, but you got to reach a point where it's like, hold on, wait a minute, you just got to wait it out, fam, right? You can do a backflip, you can, throw a football through a golf ball size hole, and you still got to wait on the markets, right? And that's okay, right? Because if you're not leaving the markets and you are in here for this .com moment, when it does happen, you'll be positioned correctly, right? And that's what a lot of us are here for. So I appreciate you guys pulling up for this opportunity in cryptocurrency, pulling up to this channel, man. We've been going since 2021. It's crazy, man. We're literally just laying a foundation of just being here year after year after year after year. Close to 4,000 videos on YouTube, all over X, from YouTuber to developer. I really love this cryptocurrency space. Let's keep building together. Let's keep growing. Let's make a lot of these dreams come true. They're right there up for grabs. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys can't do that. Continue to come back. Experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Later, fam.
So your bag's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off, and you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, 'cause if the boot do, it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you gotta fight